Welcome everyone to the Siddha Vetha webinar series. So today is a very important topic. The reason why we chose this topic is because a lot of people are having the issue of sleeplessness, insomnia we call it. So they cannot sleep and as well as they have a lot of problems associated with this, and doctors don't have a solution. So these are the reasons we chose. Topic is insomnia and Siddha healing. How do we solve the problem? Sleepiness. Slightly definitions may vary for people. Insomnia, generally a lot of meaning to it. Generally, what I want you to understand is that whether you get good sleep or not, how do you know that? And what is really sleep, right? What does sleep mean? Sleep means you have to have a deep mind body soul connection. If that is disturbed, then you can call it insomnia. Now, the modern medicines or drug, everything is not giving you solving the root cause problems. It is temporarily giving you some solutions, including alcohol. And this is all giving a lot of side effects. But Siddha Ayurveda perspective, you go into deeper healing techniques and gives a solution. Definitely it gives a solution. And you can see that in a bit. But there is a vast subject about yoga nidra also. And type of what is sleep. You get a good understanding. Once you understand sleep, you understand consciousness actually. So that's the whole idea. So our goal is to realign our biological clock called the Sarasutra Gadigar. Sarasutra Gadigar is the biological clock. And then how the doshas and the conscious flow help in the. So this is the main agenda today. So if anything is on your way, let me know. So it's distracting. Okay. So generally normal sleep pattern. So normally during a thought, when you're sleeping, what happens? Okay. So sleep is the thought wave going down. Your thought wave frequency just goes down very smoothly, smooth pattern. If you look at you see that if there is a pattern here, it's not disturbed pattern like you have waves like sawtooth wave or other kind of wave. It's a normal wave. So initially you'll have a sawtooth wave in the beginning. I'm talking about a good sleep. So normally people would go into a phase where the frequency decreases. The frequency of the mental frequency of the mind frequency decreases. Indirectly, you can detect these waves using electroencephalogram or electrocardiogram, etc. But in general, the idea is that we have, without even detecting this, the mental mind going down can be analyzed by yourself. Like, okay, I am calmer now. It's deeper. My day is good today. I had a very good sleep. That's very important. Then even getting detected whether you had a good sleep with the electroencephalogram I measured, and it looks like I have a good sleep, but you're still may not be happy. So modern instrument is not going to really help because there is a conscious part involved which cannot be measured. So now this is the normal pattern up to say 12 o'clock around, like 11:30, 12. And then as you go deeper, You can have, so I mean, forget this 1 and 0, but the pattern, just observe the pattern. This we used for some other purpose here. The pattern is, it goes like you have a longer gap where thoughts dissolve. It goes into the consciousness. So if your deep thoughts do not appear, so that means you have a long pause. It doesn't mean you're dead, but this long pause, you cannot feel it. But this same feeling of this long thought is also called meditation. If you're able to go into that, if you're able to observe that, and that's called the meditation. So meditation and sleep are not different, except that when you are not aware of yourself, it is sleep. When you're aware of yourself during your sleep, that is meditation. So that is the whole idea. Can you meditate? Yes. You can meditate, but depending on what you do other times, that's very important. If you don't sleep and you just or meditating, that's another way of sleeping. It's called it's a kind of yoga nidra. It is the yoga nidra. Real yoga nidra comes there, not just through the practices that we do. Those are our practices for doing the whole yoga nidra. The whole yoga nidra consists of you understanding how you want to sleep with awareness. So that takes a longer time. Many factors are important in getting sleep because everything is connected. So if you look at what happens, what is insomnia, why people have difficulty falling asleep, and this has caused a lot of fatigue, poor focus. Even children have poor focus. They have other problems also. Late sleep, they also cause. They found that this late sleeping pattern cause other problems like mental disorders, ADHD, ADD, all those problems. Modern cause such as stress. Lot of every time especially this IT industry and all, they have a regular deadline within the time you have to finish something. Has never given them morning, they are not able to finish because there's a lot of deadline, like the students homework, and morning they have to remember to wake up. So because of that, they stressed out and they don't get sleep. And then lot of light exposure, artificial light exposure, turning on the lights and working overnight, turning on lights and working, like New York, in the cities. City want to be with the light, all these modern things, but we are talking about because we are not designed and exposed to the modern light. Modern light may be helpful, but it's not healthy. Okay, so modern light that we found is not healthy. It has a lot of problems. It doesn't go with the natural rhythm. So the more we exposure, it is better. So we'll talk about solution later. And irregular habits. One day you're working hard physically, another day nothing. And there's no, like, one day sleeping late, one day waking up early morning, those kind of things. Irregular, always changing, And then what we call it as the sleep is mostly a disorder. It could be a Vata Pitta disorder, mostly a Vata disorder, a lot of thoughts coming and disturbing, right? And there's no rhythm in that. And you need the heat also, basically, to maintain the sleep. You need a very light heat to take over. That's why your body becomes hot. So the Manova Srotamis or Srotas are bunch of nadis that are disturbed because of this. And there is a gut mind connection also. Okay, so now Nitirai is the sleep. Alnili Tukam, we call it. Nitirai. It's a deep sleep. And the control of Vata and Pranavaya, how do you control? And mind-body link through the Marmanadis and disrupted Agni, that is because of the food and other things. All these things causes the. So if you don't have a deeper sleep, then you will not be complete. So what happens? What is a sleep? So when you're going, I told you this frequency, what is happening? Your battery is getting charged, right? So let's compare it with a car battery. So car battery is a classical example. So you're charging a battery and morning, how the charge battery is last week, if people are new to this group, I talked about mind body last session I was talking about the connection between different bodies. So we have a physical body. Physical body can be compared to the computer by itself, the hard part of the hardware. Then we have the software, the mind, astral body. Astral body is the life force. And then the biomagnetic body. So biomagnetic body is the causal body. Astral body, causal body. Amen. So the causal body is the one that gives the energy. That's the charging part. That's the charge. So the more the biomagnetic energy we have, the more efficiently we can work. So the sleep actually recharges, increases the biomagnetic energy in the body naturally. So when you go to deep sleep, that means you will be filled with the biomagnetic energy. How is that happening? Where it is filling from? When you decrease the mental frequency, you will have the cosmic energy pump in, because all outside cosmic energy is just made up of the same frequency. It is inside us also. So we are aligning ourselves, this localized physical body, going deeper and linking with the consciousness. The cosmic energy just fills in, recharges. So this is sleep. So suppose, how many of you get, like, when you sleep and wake up, I get 100% charge. How many of you getting 100%? You can raise your hands or you can chat. 100%, like I'm sleep, I wake up, I am on. Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't woke up at 2 a.m. Okay, that's 2 a.m. is a little early. That's also deep sleep time. But if you're aware, it's okay. That's a different style of sleeping. Yeah, if you're on till 7 a.m. with awareness, that's okay. It's if you're doing some, deep meditation.
See, I think one of the problems that happens is getting up to pee in the night. So as we go older,
Yeah.
and the sleep is disturbed.
Yeah, that's right. So you don't have to worry about peeing. It is okay, but only how to get to sleep back is very important. So when you're sleeping, don't be simulated. See, what happens, you turn on lights. When you're waking up, put minimum bed light wherever it is, and do not use bright light. When you turn on your bathroom lights, that's why usually, in the bathrooms, they have two type of lights, One is a dim light. You can have something in the bathroom even dimmer than that. And as if you're sleeping only, you wake up and then you go to bathroom and come back. That is okay. Bathroom, you can be avoiding bathroom by drinking water earlier and keeping the temperature also in the, you should keep it a little warmer. You get colder when because that is also a kapha time, evening when you're, that time, 6 to 10, you are increasing the kapha. Possibly, you have to you have to drink water earlier and then you pass the urine. So you can avoid that. But even if you wake up, it's okay. What you do, use minimum light and then be in there, observe your breath. When you wake up, don't go by seeing the clock, what happened. Some people watch the phone also, nighttime, what happened, something, messages came and all these things. And if you're watching the alarm clock, what the time is, nowadays you don't have that electronic alarm, you have to have the light. So all these things, time measure, if it is time, you see time is a problem. You don't see time. Don't see the time. Time is a very dangerous thing. If you see time, mind start to calculate. Don't see numbers when you wake up. Either clock. You go, you pass urine, come back, sleep. Sleep in the same mode, you'll not have a problem. When you wake up, is that a problem? No, that's not a big problem. See, when you wake up in the night a little bit and then you sleep, is that a problem? It's not a big problem. That's also sleep only. But if you're able to go again deeper, what is the real problem is when you wake up and you cannot sleep, anxiety comes, right? So now, why anxiety comes is because most of the people have this feeling that, okay, what if I don't sleep? Next day's thing, right? I have to wake up and then next day I'll be very tired. Like that, they start thinking. Is that you have to change that attitude. You should say, okay, I'm okay. I'll be okay even if I am aware. Accept that awareness. That awareness is also a deep sleep. When you wake up, don't think that is disturbed. You enjoy instead. Why you are not able to enjoy is we are not able to be aware of our own self. Who are we? Our thought should not go on things that are daily, the worldly things. If you're into worldly things, what do you do next? What to do, I have to buy this property, I have to maintain this, tomorrow I have to go to this store, this kind of ideas. But instead, being aware of who am I, it's a very good time. Who is this? What is this? What is sleep? What am I doing here in this universe? Who is sleeping? When you come to that source of the thought, either you will be aware and have that a very nice sleep, or you will go into deeper sleep. Because bringing into the source, instead of thinking and something else, ask these questions. So that will give you very deep sense. And as you start to even observe your breath, you start observing your breath, you can hold Pushti Mudra like this. And then see when sometimes you start to sit down and meditate. So you do the Pushti Mudra, we can do one meditations, right? Like when you don't get sleep, you would sit down, bring, a little bit, in the bed only, you sit down there. Warm blankets and all. You can have the blankets around you, sit down and start to meditate at this Sahasrara point on top of it. Okay. So you can touch. I told you this mudra, touching here and this. Together we did this. I have a slide with me. So we did this for Pada Madhyam. Right? This is one, balancing the body, because your Vata, Pitta, Kapha getting balanced here. Okay. So when you are doing this, because of Vata imbalance only, this thing happens. Or, if you have a fever, told, for controlling cold, fever and all, we use this mudra. But it's not just necessarily for that. This is overall for balancing our body. Your Vata, Pitta, Kapha, when get balanced, you get a very good, especially the Vata component subsides when you do this. So press with the thumb on the left leg, and right hand you can keep on the top. Okay. So this mudra will help. And then the other one mudra that we will do is the Pushti mudra. Right. So we'll do that right now. So you do this and hold. And here in the top of the head, you breathe in, breathe out. CO2, breathe in, expand, breathe out, contract like that, right? Okay, so close your eyes. So you're waking up from the sleep. And then now you're doing the exercise. Don't do anything, just the Pushti mudra, do like this. Hold down. Breathe in and breathe out of the center of your head as your balloon expanding. Breathe out. Keep doing this for a few minutes. If you had a good breakfast, you can sleep now also. Okay. All the sounds around you, be aware of that. In the night time, you listen to the sound, that sound, and then breathe in and breathe out of the head. Don't worry about thoughts. When thoughts come, you have to disregard the thoughts. Don't worry that thoughts are coming. Just don't consider them. Okay? Don't give importance. Just keep your focus. This mode, you should just go slant down, put like little higher pillow, and then just be in this state. Okay. You don't try to sleep. Again, go into the bed a little flat, and then, keep your head and just do the same thing. Now slowly bring your concentration to the chest area, heart chakra, and breathe in and breathe out as you go flat. Breathe in, breathe out. And automatically you'll just go to sleep. And if you're still in micro awareness, that awareness is also sleep. That's much deeper sleep. When you're aware, so you're very close to zero, but not zero. Keep your mind in the chest area, breathe in, breathe out. You can yawn, you can have tears on your eyes, it's all relaxing. Then you'll get to sleep. Now come back to awareness, physical body. Come back to your body, straight down. Now gently rub your hands, wipe palming. So this is, you can try this technique. Very simple technique. I gave you two techniques. One showed you, Pada Madhya, left hand with a finger, left thumb, middle of the left leg, and the right hand on top of it. So for balancing, few minutes you'll balance. This will settle down all the Vata energy, and then after that you can just do this technique. So this will get you into sleep. If you don't sleep, don't worry, because your worrying is the problem. Just take it easy. Then the anxiety will go away. Because the moment you see tomorrow I have to wake up, this is disturbed, it's going to affect me in the afternoon, I won't have energy, that thinking, get out of that, right? I am been sleeping for 4.5 hours to 5 hours daily, but I need a nap called afternoon nap, power nap, left side, sleeping in the left side for maybe 20 minutes to half an hour. But if I don't get a power nap, I do just a meditation, the same meditation here. And that's good enough, sitting down and meditating here. But power nap is good, very refilling. This has been enough, very good energy. I don't have to sleep longer. So time-wise, there's no specific time like 6 to 8 hours of sleep, etc. In modern science, they have found, less sleep causes problem, etc. That may be true, but the time doesn't really matter for sleep. Sleep depends on the person to person. Most kapha people sleep longer. Vata person sleep less and disturbed. And the pitta people will give on and off, very sleep, medium, right? So this is typically nature. If you look at all the people who are vata in the leaders and all, they sleep less. Less is good for them. And so it depends. So you have to, the idea of sleep is to going deeper. It's not about how long you sleep. How long will really doesn't matter. You can sleep for 8, 9 hours and you can be disturbed. That's not good. Longer sleep is also not good for you. And you're carrying all the bad amas in the body. Okay, you're carrying amas in the body. So that will cause a lot of problems. You have to get elimination in the morning. You have to wake up. If you're sleeping after sunrise, your ama will stay there. And all the toxins they get up, rise up.
So what is an ama, Dr. Shan? What is an
Ama
ama?
is see, we have all things that we do, they cause good vayu, bad vayu, and neutral vayu. So good vayu is the amirta. Everything is an amirta bhaga. So likewise, pitta also there is a good heat, bad heat, and neutral heat. So, and then the kapha also. Good liquid, bad liquid. So these all are there in all the different foods that we take, different activities there are always three things. The ama will cause problems. The neutral part will cause minimum. For example, ama can cause some problem in an organ. Whereas the neutral part can cause like simple like obesity, for example. If you have a kapha that is neutral kapha component, it will cause obesity. It's not a big problem, but it is a problem. Those neutrals will do that. The Amrita Bhaga is the one that gives the flow and energy that help in the biomagnetic energy. So charge, you need the more Amrita Bhaga in all the parts with it. So all the four things, food. So I'll show you, share, food is linked for your sleep. Sleep is not alone. Food. Then work, how you work. Okay. Then that's the activity. And then your thought process. And also in, the romantic part of it for a certain age group, that also causes disturbance. And how do we use that? Cycling every monthly or anything, that is very important because that a lot of people get disturbed because of that. So we call it unavu, ulaipu, urakam, udal ulam. Urakam, all are connected. Anger is connected. Fear, anxiety is connected. Sleep is connected. So each one is connected to each other. So what we do, food have to be, if you are eating too much, like you going to all this chettinadu and all those, lot of non-veg with oil in the night time. Most people go for dinner. I've seen, the huge big dinners. They'll eat all kind of things. This causes ama. The night time, the ama visham will go up. And you will not get good sleep. You cannot.
Again, still don't understand what is ama. You're saying ama goes up. What is
So
that the
everything,
bad vayu? Is it
yeah.
the
Yeah, that's the one. Ama is the toxic that is created from whatever we eat, whatever we are, the breath or the heat flow. So any of these can cause ama. So as I told you, the vata ama, pitta ama, kapha ama, all are there. There is a neutral part. Everything. See, water, for example, water. So in the ancient days, they have given cleaning up of everything through a certain process. See, how do they clean rice, for example? Rice. Naturally, rice has an ama. There's a Buddha Bhaga, Amrita Bhaga, and Ama Bhaga. In order to, so that's why they clean the rice. They wash the rice. So for the washing the rice, to remove the ama, they put bilva leaf and wash. So that's a process. Neutral bhaga will be taken by the water, but when you put the bay leaf, it will also take the ama bhaga. So nowadays we miss this component. So then only the amrita bhaga will be there. You cannot relate this to modern things. There is no modern subject as vata, pitta, kapha, like our having astral body, causal body, etc. This is ancient science. So when we say toxins, it is affecting that vayu, vata, pitta, or kapha that affects that particular organ or type. So depending on what time you take. So that's the Sarasutra clock, biological clock. For example, you'll be working around 9 to 12, 9 or 10 o'clock, 9 to 11. So 11 you are doing some activity particularly. So that is the time where around 10 o'clock, the peak of the spleen activates in the body. The spleen, when the spleen activates, the toxins are getting out of the body. Spleen is one way that takes the ama out. So the maximum ama, it will naturally try to send it out now from our body. But during that time, you're activating, you're doing something else, again eating something or sleeping. In the morning times, I'm talking about. Modern people do that when, like modern young Gen Z, Gen Zs do that, right? Generation, they sleep longer and then they wake up. So what happens? The spleen it doesn't detox. So the ama remains in the body. Okay, so that's why you see water also we are eating water. Even plain water has ama, Amrita Bhaga, Bhuta Bhaga, and Ama Bhaga. So that's why they say you have to boil the water, reduce to half, and drink less than half. So 2/3 will be so that the Amrita Bhaga, Ama Bhaga, and the neutral Bhuta Bhaga will go away, and you will have clean water, Amrita Bhaga. So same way, everything, in our body, whatever things that we do, our activities, they have a Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Ama, everything you have to remove the bad parts. So that's why the food and everything that we eat has to have that kind of a quality. If you have a quality food, you'll have a very good sleep. If the quality of the food is not in the standards, it is having bad oil and unwanted, which is not ever called as food, is being eaten, they will all cause problems in the Vata Pitta Kapha in your body. So you need a particular heat. For example, you are eating ice creams. In the night time, many people eat ice cream, cake, all those things. And they will put off the fire, like desserts, for example, in the United States, this is very common in the Western countries. So we eat dessert, and what happens? The dessert, that itself will put off the fire, like cold drinks, soda, all those things. And the Agni is not there. For sleep, you need the particular type of Agni that is very sattvic Agni to put you into deep sleep. But because this Agni is not there, you cannot sleep properly in the night. So you have to see what you eat matters. Whether you exercise, if there is no physical exercise, people just sleep. This is typically in the Asian population, Indian parents, etc. They have this problem. There is no physical exercise. Their parents, I am talking about millennial generation, their parents did very good exercise, squatting, cleaning, the floor, etc. Now, that is not happening now. Everything is a machine is doing. So they are sitting in front of computer or doing little activities. And Indian Asian, they are not very much into sports or other activities. So they don't want to do any tennis or any other things that is giving exercise, even martial arts, anything, they're not involved. And then they have formed this obesity problem, same quantity of food, they never change. And with this problem, insomnia, automatically you will not get good sleep because there is no physical exercise at all. So physical exercise is a must. Is a must. What you're doing is depends. You can do a farming, you spend some time on farming, you do it yourself for your own benefit. Not look at time wise whether it's worth or I make more money. In other farms, you sitting in computer, they'll give you more money. But which is important for you, you have to look at whether you balance your physical body. Every day you need a rigorous exercise that will sweat you. So I would recommend martial art exercises. I never missed martial art exercises other than the yoga. More than just the yoga alone is not enough. You need a sweating exercise, that walking, or you can do many adimura exercises that we have. Adimura is the ancient martial arts exercises. Those kind of exercises will give you a little sweating, and then you go and sleep and see. So people who don't have this, you see whether you are doing this. Going to bed earlier is eating earlier. Earlier, like around sunset time, before sunset is better. So before that, if you eat, and then if you don't eat, you see some people have problems, especially Vata people. If you eat too less also is a problem, you'll not get sleep. You have to balance that. You have to have a little good quality. Kapha should avoid. They should eat less. Vata should not be avoiding food in the night time. You will not get sleep. If Vata people, if you say, okay, I don't want to eat, then you don't need sleep. Because your Vata is already your disturbed mind, you will not get good sleep. Especially Vata people need to have little heavier, not too heavy, and eat earlier, right? And drink enough water earlier, so that during the sleep you will have little half cup of water or something. Before going to bed, you need to drink some water. Little water. Don't be very thirsty. Your throat should be little wet, breathing. So you do this, and then do one of these rigorous exercises. Doesn't matter. Even if you go to gym, it is fine. Right now, if you don't have an option, you do that, but do exercise, right? Best exercise would be yoga and our ancient martial arts. Even if you're not able to find an ancient Indian martial arts, you can do taekwondo or karate, something that is martial art from the Eastern countries that has that are based on the conscious system, Tai Chi, these kind of things that will really help you. Some rigorous workout is needed apart from the general yoga meditations you do. Even if you can do a meditator, there are a lot of people who meditate well, they also don't get good sleep. So meditation alone will not make you, a better sleeper. So you have to really work out physically. Something should happen. And the next thing is that the sexual vital fluid in the body should have a rhythm. How do we use this? So your age, for every age divided by 4. So that is the frequency that you have to keep. Or you can do monthly twice for at a certain age, after 25, 6. That is the time, once after. This is all I'm talking about. A marriage or anything, when you have a connection with a partner, when you regulate that frequency like that. At certain point, if you have a technique, we have a technique that you can harden it after 50 years. You don't need, when women attain menopause, and you don't need this anymore. There's a technique to harden that vital fluid and keep it for spiritual purpose. So if you're able, those techniques, if you learn, this will not disturb after a certain, because of many of the problems, men especially, they have a problem after 50 years. When the women attain menopause, that's the time the mind started to think differently, and they end up divorcing and all kind of problems arises because they don't know how to balance this, because they had something regularly and now everything stops. They don't know how to balance this. So you need to learn our ancient techniques of creating rasamani. That's what called the rasamani. That hardens the vital fluid, and you can use it for spiritual purpose. So if you know how to balance that, this will not affect the mind. So this is very important. And top of it, thought force. So if you have too many projects in your house and many activities you want to do, the vata increases. You have 10 houses here and there, big businesses. How can you sleep? It's not possible. So either you have to be detached to all this, you can do 10 things, but detached to all these things. You're doing for a social purpose or something, get disconnected from this and do the activities, then it will not bother you. But if you're connected to those activities, 10 activities, and every day, how can you get a good sleep? So think about it, right? So you really need to work on. So if you work on these things, you can get a very good sleep. Just see if you're working really, this is regular, because one is connected to other. There's no separate thing as like looking from a very reductionism point of view, take a pill. Of course, sometimes in the Siddha, you didn't get sleep. Okay, take some cinnamon and a half teaspoon of cinnamon, nutmeg and cinnamon, we told. That's a temporary. Or you can have take couscous, couscous means kaskas. You say it's not couscous, that's the other thing. That kaskas is the poppy seeds. So poppy seeds, what they put in this Dunkin' Donuts and other bagels and other things, they put poppy seeds. Poppy seed used to be a medicine in the ancient days for sleep. If you take light with, they take with coconut milk, they get sleep. But you get habit to this. Doctors especially, they check these days whether you can check opium test. They will do. So you can have problems, but don't rely on these things. And I'm saying medicines, there are some medicines that will, even in the ancient days, we use these medicines, but that's only for temporary. When you really have some problem and you need to sleep, you're in a healing stage where you need real good sleep, and it's not happening, right? When you're sick, you have hurt your leg, and one of your leg cannot wake. During those times, these medicines can help, but don't rely on these medicines permanently. So during that time, you can use this nutmeg and cinnamon half, nicely roast the nutmeg, take the nutmeg, break it, dry, dark roast it, and then use, right? And dark roast it, powder it, and then take a little bit of teaspoon of ing, and usually they use with honey. I would recommend some syrup is also okay. Some organic maple syrup, something you can use little bit, and then you can lick it in the night before going to. My dad used to do this, and he gets a good sleep. He's a vata person, after taking this. So these are not to rely on, like even the ancient medicine, don't rely on this medicine. When there is a need, you use this particularly, but try to fix your lifestyle. So that is going to give you the permanent solution. So let me, if I miss anything on the slide, I didn't want to put everything on the slide, but so I gave you. So we did the Pada Madhya is what we did here. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. And the top of the head. So even all these marma points along the line, head of the line, they help in the process. So when you do, I gave you this in the many of the exercises, meditation. So meditations usually have Monday morning, tomorrow morning we have meditations. You can join. I'll show you how to do this meditation along the line meditation, along the line on the head. So when you start to do this meditation, alignment happens, you get a very good deep sleep. so that you can attend tomorrow morning if you want. Our Eastern time is 5:30, 3 p.m. Indian time. So if you come, I'll show you how to do the alignment meditation on the brain that will get you into deep sleep. Okay, so that we can do tomorrow. So the other do all the sports activities we told and physical jobs and very like squatting, for example. You squat for a long time, you get very good sleep. The squatting exercises, right? This is also very important because nowadays you don't squat. You just squat for some time. You can see that I have other exercise and we talked about this point. And overall, these are the take home points is you have to restore the whole body system and go to a natural sleep state, right? You can use breathing, be aware of your inner breathing, watch the breathing, do the meditation, right? And you can, by changing the breathing pattern, you can get into that. And we show that one of the exercises you observe, you take a breath on the top of the head and the chest. When you start to do that, then you're going to sleep. So the sleep is a very important point for all of us because the sleep is only giving you the awareness of consciousness. It will give you that what is this sleep? Where am I going? And that's why you're waking up. The waking up in the middle, who is waking you up? Consciousness is telling, you wake up, buddy. Where are you? Don't think it's a disturbance. Waking you is giving you awareness. You are only going out. Understand who we are. What are we made up of? Why are we here? What is this universe? We're going to die one day. One day this is gone. All this is gone. Right? So just see, what am I? Who is sleeping? What is this awareness? So getting into this awareness is what the disturbance in sleep. So do not think that when you're disturbed, when you wake up in the sleep, it is a disturbance. Instead, enjoy that state. Because when you wake up, you're in that state only. So even if you get some people get some dreams and wake up some bad dreams, that's okay. Forget that bad dream, but then remember, who are you? You are the consciousness. You are God yourself. This is carrying this, and the frequency of you into zero is the God. There's no other God outside to search for. That sleep itself, deep sleep itself, is God only. That's the God. God is a doing thing. It's not a seeing thing. It's not a space that you travel from one place to another to get it. It's not a visual thing to show something. It is just an experience. So this experience comes through what is called a naturally the sleep. Because if you don't know what sleep is, you will not understand what God is. So sleep is a classical example of getting into that mode of godliness. Okay. So make use of this session and try to understand who you are. In the next, so Monday, we will do the other alignment exercise, along the thing, and there's a meditation. So now I'm open for any questions. So we have all these topics. You come to our, workshops. So we have a lot of workshops. There's a lot of retreats. Mostly now we are focusing on big retreats, 2 to 3 day retreats. Now we have also one workshop that we are doing. You can come there. There's a Ayurveda conference, and we have our Siddha parallelly happening there 3 days. Where this is Florida. So you can come there. You can learn. I'm going to teach if you're locally in the Florida area or somewhere. Even other people. We have people coming from other states also. we can see how diagnose your body. I'll show you how to do that. And then pain management, how to manage your pain. And pain is also important when for sleeping, you need, if you have pain, how do you sleep, right? It's a problem. And vision management. Vision is also connected to sleep. If you look at, eyes, if you don't have good sleep, deeper sleep, your eyes will be affected. Yeah. So what is this deeper sleep? And how to get in a very short time deep sleep? That's what we wanted to aim, right? So in the pain management, I cover some of these techniques if you come and visit, the workshop. So your details are given. You can go to that Siddha Vetha Multiversity workshop, website, and then look at into the workshop. So, okay, and register for that. And you can get a discount for the conference also to attend the Ayurveda conference. A lot of experts are also coming. So any questions now? You have any questions on, is it clear about the sleep, what is sleep, and why it is important? Okay, so any questions? Conference is not very expensive. You as a student, you can pay $75 and they'll give you $25 back. If you look at, you can use it for purchasing or something in the local, we have some food and other thing you can use. So it is not very expensive. Workshops are separate. Each workshop is like, it's $200, but if you're doing it earlier, you get for $150. But on top of it, if you're registering for the conference, you get a 10% discount. So you'll have multiple benefits because of this. So you can attend. So if you're attending all the 3 workshops together, then you will have another 10%. So you'll be saving 20% if you get all this, and it'll work out much cheaper for you. Okay. Yeah. And there is embassy suites. You can share rooms if you want. Let me know. So you can go to the website, and from there you see the link where you can stay there. And if you want shared rooms, it becomes cheaper for you. Okay. Anyone else in the Florida area, please, try to attend. Very easy. Yeah, we can do a session on Yoga Nidra sometime. Yes. Yoga Nidra is also a very deep sleeping technique. This is why I told you the Nidra that you should be doing in the night is Yoga Nidra only. So Yoga Nidras are now, it's becoming very commercialized because, of course, you can take yoga short naps in the afternoon or something, sometime. That is fine. But Yoga Nidra is a practical application. Your Nidra should be yoga only. Wherever you're sleeping, you just have to make your lifestyle that you don't see this as a separate thing. Our lifestyle itself should become the yoga. So when you try to see that I have to do yoga nidra separately and then I'll be sleeping disturbed, that's not work. You have to make your natural sleep a yoga nidra. That's what you need to get into. So make your life in yoga instead of doing yoga a separate thing, So that's what we need to train ourselves. Okay. Yeah, well, Texas, maybe next time we want to have one in Texas, Andy. So we'll see, probably maybe in the San Antonio area. So maybe it's February or Jan. So we'll let you know. Yeah. Okay. No questions. We can close here, Guptaji.
Yeah, I think we are done.
Okay, then. Have a good rest of the day. Make use of these points and try to get a good sleep and give a feedback tomorrow when you're, if you if you're coming to the meditation after that, if you applied this even today, try to do something and see if you, all these activities that I told you, then go to sleep and see what happens. If you get a good sleep, then tomorrow you give me like after the meditation, you just tell me, how you got your sleep was. Okay. Okay. Thank you all.